Hello, everybody. This is Benny Hills back with another vintage cube draft, and this pack is just ridiculously good. This is pretty sweet. So, two pieces of power. Cannot complain with that. I will take the Ancestral here. If this was a Mox Sapphire, it'd be a little closer, but I think I like Ancestral over the Mox Pearl here, which is like, I mean, yeah, passing a Mox is whoever's to our left is going to be very happy to see that. Even without that, this would still be a good pack. Opening up with a Mana Leak is a great start. Misty Rainforest is great. Eidolon is good. Elvish Mystic is pretty strong, but definitely no complaints with an early Ancestral. Okay, not much for us here. Blue is definitely getting cut a bit. We could take... I mean, yeah, honestly, and the white cards are pretty bad, too. We could take a Sensei's Divining Top. We could take Burst Lightning or Inferno Titan, or solid control cards. We could also take Hydroid Krasis. Hmm. It's pretty close between all of those cards. I think I like the red cards a little bit more than the Krasis because we already have good card draw and whatnot, and I think what we sort of want more is interaction at this point. I actually think I'm going to take an Inferno Titan here. Jeskai is a pretty solid color combination, and this is one of the best finishers in my opinion. Like, or it's not one of the best, but it's a very, very strong one. It cleans up the board very effectively. It wins the game quickly. Yeah, I think we'll go with the Inferno Titan here. Okay, now there's a Scarab God, but also Needle Spires. But I think we should take the Daze here. Charter Course is also reasonable, but Daze is cheap interaction, and cheap interaction is the name of the game in this format. Yeah, I think this is probably better than the chart. Nice to see three blue cards here, though. I was worried the blue was getting super cut, but that might have just been one weird pack. Okay, there's a Caracas, which is amazing. But then there's also Plateau and Marsh Flats. I kind of think we should take the Marsh Flats here. As much as I do love Caracas, having good mana fixing is more important, I think, at least early on when we have no other fixing. And Plateau is nice, but we don't even know we're going to be playing red. Or white, for that matter, frankly. I mean, I would really like to, but if this was the only white card we got, we probably wouldn't do it. But I think it's worth it to take the fetch here. Red does appear to be pretty open, and Caracas is very, very good. Maybe we should take the Caracas, actually. I actually think I am going to take this. It's just that powerful. It's such a strong interactive piece in so many matchups. Okay, now we can take a Mystical Tutor. That's pretty sweet. This card is not always at its best in fair decks, but when you have Ancestral Recall, it becomes much better. So this puts you down one card. Ancestral puts you up two. So for 2 mana, you're up one card. It's not like an absolutely broken exchange, but it's pretty nice. And, I mean, we could also get other things that pair well with Mystical Tutor. So we'll take that. Ooh, Fiery Confluence versus Gideon Ally. That's a tough decision. Fiery Confluence is a better card, I think, overall, but we have more pulls towards white at the moment. And the fact that it's double red is a little bit unfortunate. I think I'm actually going to take the Gideon. As much as I do love this card, we don't know that we're going to be... Like, white looks like it's going to be pretty open, and I like having good mana more than I like having, just the flashiest spells. We could also take a High Tide, but I don't think that's really the right line when we already have, like, these good controlling options. So we'll take the Gideon. Okay. This is a pretty bad pack for us. There's no blue cards or white cards. I think I'm going to take the Temple Garden here. We don't have any green cards right now, but we could potentially get an Oko or something like that. This could also make like a green-blue fetch land into a nice duel. Although I guess we already passed the Misty Rainforest. But I still think Temple Garden is the right pick here over something like a Faithless Looting. Okay, nice to get the Sacred Foundry back. That makes the red option more appealing for sure. There's a Brain Freeze, so Storm is open, but I like this start a lot. Oh, this pack had Council Judgment, so bit of a bummer not to get that one back. We could take the Eidolon of Obstruction just as like a nice early creature to defend against aggro decks, or Garruk Wildspeaker, but this card is very, very good, and green is pretty open, honestly. I think I'll take this. Eidolon of Obstruction is fine, but it's pretty underwhelming. And if we do end up with good enough mana for Garruk, that'll be a great card for us. Here, I'll take a Maze of Ith. I actually think this is a pretty nice interactive piece. Storm is ridiculously open. Okay, Needle Spires, sure. Brumaz is a nice sideboard option. Actually, maybe even main deck with a Caracas. Gaddock Teague. Well, there's actually a world where we even side that in. It's surprisingly not good against us right now, and there's some matchups where it's very good. Okay, so in this pack, I'm looking at Brainstorm, just the millions of times worse Ancestral, and Shark Typhoon mostly. I mean, Caryatid would be great if we could get the mana for it, and Ballista's solid, Botanical Sanctum is solid. Abrade is a great interactive piece if we can play it. But I kind of think I want to take the Shark Typhoon here, actually. This card is really, really strong. Pressures Planeswalkers well, it cantrips. You can just hardcast it sometimes and just win. So, yeah, we'll take the Shark. Ooh. Two nice white Planeswalkers and a Celestia Signet that I would love all of, but I think we gotta just take the Flooded Strand here. We have no blue-white fixing at the moment, and Flooded Strand is just great. It also can enable green or red splashes, potentially. And then if we take this, we can probably wheel one of the two Planeswalkers. I think that's the right line, although this is a very, very nice pack for us. Even Batterskull, we could potentially pick up a Stoneforge. Well, if we do get a Stoneforge, there's the Jite. I think I like just taking the Impulse here, though. Restoration Angel is sort of tempting with Snapcaster Mage, but I think Impulse is a bit stronger. Chalice is also reasonable. Chalice is actually, it would be pretty nice, but we have a pretty low curve right now, so we don't have like a bunch of stuff we're accelerating into. Sylvan Library is also nice, but I think we should just take the Impulse. I would really like to find a little bit of counter magic here. We have the 1 days, but that's it. Okay, here, I think I like taking Relic. This is a nice, it's a good interactive piece in a lot of matchups. Great against Storm, great against Reanimator. It's just a cantrip in other matchups. Feldar Retreat is maybe the card we can wheel from this. I think both of these mana accelerants are good in some decks, but not really ours. There's a world where Lightning Helix is good depending on our final mana situation, but I think I'd rather take the nice interactive piece here. There's also a Deceiver Exarch, but we're not really doing that. Well, can we make Leovold work? Probably not. But yeah, we should just take the Elspeth Conquers Death here. There's a nice piece of fixing if we do want to play red, but we only have this one Inferno Titan, and we have plenty of blue-white playable, so I think we should just take the nice blue-white control card here in the ECD. We're a little light on Planeswalkers to bring back with it, so I really do hope we can wheel the Gideon Jura or the Elspeth. And I would obviously love to get Big Teferi as well, but I think we'll take this for now. There's also a Bolt, but I think I'd rather this. We do have, we need some removal. So, like, I'm thinking of, like, Path to Exile and also Supreme, like, or, Wrath of God, but we'll find something, I bet. Here I think we take the Ajani Vengeance. We have right now 1, 2, 3 free red sources. We could get more. Nothing else in this pack is really great for us, and this is really, really strong when you can play it. Ooh, wow, a lot of options here. Ugin is great, but we have no acceleration. Same with Upheaval. Lapse of Certainty is not a great counterspell, but it's okay. This card is tempting because it can copy Ancestral Recall, but it's a little, like, it doesn't do much else with our other cards. I kind of think we should just take the Repeal, honestly. It's not flashy, but it's just, like, nice, cheap interaction. And yeah, Ugin is a little bit optimistic here, I think. If this was Legendary and we could get Caracas value, I think we might do that, but I think I'm going to take the Repeal here over the Lapse or something else. Okay, Taiga does not do anything for us. We don't have any green cards, so I don't feel the need to take a Razor Verge Thicket. I think we'll take a Land Tax here. Really, really nice sideboard option for when we're on the draw. Okay. I think I like taking the Abrade in this situation. At this point, I would like to be able to play red. And I think the mana is there, so we'll take the nice piece of interaction. It's also more splashable. Just taking only one red is nice. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff for us in this pack, and now there's not as much. I think we'll take the Batterskull here, but it's not like a great pickup. Field of Ruin is interesting, but I don't think we want it here. Ooh. Pyroclasm is a nice option, but I think we just take the Chalice here. Turn 3 Gideon or turn 3 Johnny Vengeance is nice. Okay, I think I'll take the Helix here over the Felidar Retreat. This card is just not great, and Helix is a really nice interactive piece if we can cast it consistently, which I think we should be able to do. Also, clearly red-white is very open, which increases the chances of us picking up like a Nahiri or like another more red-white fixing or something like that next pack. Okay, now I can pick up a Fumarole. That's great. Our mana situation is looking nice. So right now, this Temple Garden does not do anything for us, but we have... I guess we don't have great blue-white fixing. We only have this one Flooded Strand that can get blue and white, but we have great fixing for red. That's 4 free red sources. I think that's enough, and we might even get more. And then depending on how the final build looks, we might end up playing a Mountain if we get like, if we end up with the Inferno Titan or something like that. Oh! Holy cow, is this pack good. So, I think we're just taking the Oko. I mean, I would be super happy to get Factor Fiction or Tundra or Oracle or Elspeth, but Oko is just so, so good. Funny to have Oko and Johnny in the same deck, but I think it's worth it. We have 2 free green sources at the moment, and we'll highly prioritize picking up more now. But Oko is just worth it. It's just so good. Okay, now I can pick up a Prismatic Vista. That's great fixing. I would like to play Fire Ice, maybe even a Bloodbraid Elf, but we definitely just take the perfect fixing here. This can add all 4 of our colors. It's weird that both Gideon Jura and Elspeth, 4-mana Elspeth got taken in the last pack. I guess like white is less open than it normally is, but I like our position a lot here. I think at this point, Brimaz is looking a little bit not great. I mean, double white is a little hard, and it's good with Crocus, but we have a lot of other better players. Colonnade is good, but I think I like taking Uro here. Yeah, Uro is very, very nice for this sort of deck. It's a cheap play that's also a powerful win condition late. I really would like this Colonnade to come around, but we have a lot of fixing already. If this was a fetch land that could add more than just 2 colors, I would take it, I think. Also, Dismember is worth noting since we still have pretty weak removal. I guess we have a Braid and Lightning Helix, but yeah. Okay. Man, I feel like I've ended up with a surprising number of Omnath decks, but I actually think this is pretty sweet for us here. None of the other cards look very appealing. This might wheel, but I actually do like this card a lot. We only have 1 fetch land, which is not... Or no, we have 2. And then also Uro is nice with it, so yeah, I'll take an Omnath. We could take the Cloudskate and try and wheel the Omnath, but I think I'm not as high on this card as a lot of people are, honestly. And I guess Omnath is so likely to wheel, though. Yeah, there's no chance someone else takes Omnath. We'll take the Riftwing here. Alright, there is Knight of the Reliquary, which is nice, especially with Omnath. Control Magic is pretty good. I think I'll just take the Ancient Grudge here. We can cast both halves, and this is really, really good interaction. Man, I would love to be able to play Baleful Strix, but that's a little ambitious. We should probably just take the Inspiring Vantage here. There's a chance it'll wheel, because I do think red-white is quite open. Twin could have been good as well, but like other options, Mirari Conjecture is fine. It's very good with Ancestral, but we actually have surprisingly few instants and sorceries, in particular like high-impact ones. We don't have any like Cryptic Command or Mystic Confluence type cards. Jace is also pretty good, but double blue, like we're base blue, but still double blue is a little bit annoying, and I would like to minimize the double cost cards of all colors in this deck, so I think we do just take the fixing here. Ooh. Alright, really, really happy to see Steam Vents. We can fetch that up with the Flooded Strand. I would still rather fetch land than the Steam Vents, but that's a pretty nice one. There's a twin, jeez. I think we take a Day of Judgment here. Yeah, actually, that's a really nice pickup. The first Day of Judgment is very good. Okay, I'll take a Factor Fiction here. Flame Slash is reasonable, but Foff is so, so good with Uro. Yeah, I think that's the right pickup. We also have a low enough curve that I think I'm not too worried about, like, having too many 4s or something. Okay, is Bloodbraid Elf good here? It's bad with Repeal, bad with Everflowing Chalice. I think it is worth taking here. I mean, we could take the Peshermite and try and move into that, but I don't think that's really what we want to be doing. Okay, Nature's Claim versus Dismember. I think I would rather the Dismember here. We already have a Braid and Ancient Grudge to deal with artifacts, and like green is also one of our smallest colors, and then Dismember is just like really cheap and flexible. Nice. Okay, we got the Omnath back. I'm not surprised, but I'm happy. Oh, and we even get the Knight of the Reliquary. Okay, this deck is sweet. We're gonna have to make some tough cuts, but I'm excited to see how this goes. So, oh man, my computer charger is so bad it just like gets unplugged a lot. All right, so we need to make at least 2 cuts. I think we can move the Relic to the board. It is really good sometimes, but especially with stuff like Uro and Snapcaster. Ooh, this came back. That's a nice option for some matchups, but it'll start on the board. I think it's a little slow. Okay, and then I think I'm just going to cut the Everflowing Chalice. We ended up with a lot of 2-mana plays, so like I think I would in general rather just be casting like a Braid on turn 2 rather than Chalice, and like it's a little bit awkward that adds colorless mana when we have such extensive colored requirements. Also bad with Bloodbraid. So we can do this and then just play 17 lands. Yeah, I think that seems reasonable. We could play 18 and cut Repeal to maximize Bloodbraid Elf, but I think Elf will still be good enough. It's bad with Daze and with Repeal, and like medium with some other cards. Like it could be bad with Ancient Grudge, but it's really, really good with Oko, really good with T3feri, really good with Ancestral, just like good overall, I think. Do we want to bring in this Inferno Titan? I don't really think we need it, honestly. I think I'd rather just keep a low curve for game 1. So, I actually think... Oh, wait, we definitely don't want to swamp. Well, I think... Let's see, how does this look? This would give us, for blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Oh, wait, we should start with Maze of Ith on the board. I'm going to add one more island for now, since we really do want to have blue early for, like, Impulse and Ancestral and whatnot. So, for blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not great. It's not unacceptable completely, but I would definitely prefer more. For red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's way more than we need. But cutting the mountain would remove 2. It would bring us down to 6 because of the Prismatic Vista. So we'll see. 8 and 8. For green, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm okay with 4. I don't want to go lower, but I think 4 is enough. And for red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 red. Oh, wait, no. I already count. Wait, what's white? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I think we can safely cut 1 plains for 1 more island. I'd rather have the extra island. I mean, we do have a decent number of double white cards, but they're all sort of late game cards. So we can do this. We could potentially go, like, cut the Day of Judgment from the main deck, because we do have a decent number of creatures now. But I think I like having access to that effect in game 1, especially with a decent amount of card draw with, like, Ancestral and Impulse, and then we can Mystical Tutor for it. Yeah, I think we'll run it like this. This deck is sweet. I think it's going to be really strong if the mana works, which I think it should. 9 blue is enough. Yeah, just 1 of each basic and then a bunch of basic islands. All right, Omnath, at it again. We'll see how it goes. I'll see you in round 1. All right, here we are for round 1, and we are on the play. Great position to be in. Nice hand, too. This is pretty sweet. Repeal is nice, cheap interaction. Impulse can dig us towards our broken cards. Yeah, I mean, really can't complain with this hand. We don't have green mana, but we don't have many green cards, so I think that should be fine. I'll lead on Island because there's a chance we'll want to repeal something, and it also protects us slightly against Wasteland. Basic Mountain Pass, okay. Alright, I will sequence the Inspiring Vantage here. Red-white, but no plays. I would have thought that they would be an aggressive deck. I will Impulse here. We don't know exactly what we want, but we have some sense. Okay, do we want... a green source or a lightning helix? I think I would slightly rather take a green source. So I'll take a flooded strand. Knight of the Reliquary. Instantly rewarded. So we will grab Temple Garden. It's actually a little awkward that this can only sacrifice plains and forests. So we can only sacrifice the Temple Garden right now. But I think that's fine. We can we have more like green sources and white sources that we can get. Trinket Mage, okay. So I don't care about Trinket Mage in terms of Elspeth Conquers Death. So I think as of now our plan is just to go Shark Typhoon for 3. Mana Vault, okay. Riftwing Cloudskate. Do we want to bounce a land? I think we do actually. So we'll add a mana, sacrifice this land, grab a Prismatic Vista, or do we want just Caracas? No, we want Prismatic Vista, because then we wouldn't be able to sacrifice any more lands to this in future turns. We will fetch up a basic Plains here, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. Play land, and bounce your, probably Island. And now next turn we can play Shark Typhoon if we want to, just hardcast it. Alright, we'll see if they have a scary play here. 5 mana. But no blue mana. Stone Coil Serpent. Okay, we can just repeal that for 1 mana, so that is not a problem at all. Do we want to trade off here? I actually think we do. I like the idea of putting a creature in the graveyard for Elspeth Conquers Death. So we'll start with a repeal. Ancestral. Deal. Draw some cards. Then we'll just grab the, put the T3feri into play. And hit for 5. That was an exceptionally strong turn. So we have a huge mana advantage. We have a nice hand. We have a nice board. Our hand, yeah, I mean, I'm feeling very, very good here. Mishra's Factory is aggressive in a 3-color deck, but I respect it. We can abrade the Coalition Relic, probably. I think we're going to go abrade the Relic and Elspeth Conquers, or abrade the Signet and Elspeth Conquers Death, the Relic. Oh, no, we should just bounce the Relic with this. And now we can abrade this. And I'll just drop, I think, Needle Spires here. Hit for 5. Sacred Foundry is sort of nice, because now we can sacrifice our plains without it doing too much damage to us. Now the Reliquary has been great here. It accelerated our mana twice, and now it's just a 5/5 for 3. We also have a lot of nice utility lands to get, like Caracas and these man lands. Another Stone Coil Serpent, sure. So, we're definitely plussing here. I think I'm just going to hardcast Shark Typhoon and pass, honestly. Yeah, we'll do that. So play that, cast this. And now we can make a 1/1 with Mystical Tutor if we want to. We can sacrifice a land so that our Knight of the... Oh, wait. Oh. Okay. I forgot that we can't block their Stone Coil Serpent with a Knight. But it's okay because even if they attack, then we can just attack back for lethal potentially. So they probably will not be attacking. Tear. That is annoying. I think I am going to just make a 1/1 here. Unless, do we want to just get a Caracas? No, What would we even be getting with this? I guess we could get Ancient Grudge. That's pretty nice. So I will do this. We don't have the green to flash it back at the moment, but even just hitting the Stone Cold Serpent is really good, and then eventually we'll find our green source. We're sort of dominating here. This is pretty much exactly how we drew it up. Yep, alright, pretty sweet. Smooth sailing so far. Do we want to make any changes here? We're on the draw, so land tax is decent. We have a lot of basic, or not that many basics, so it's worse here than it is a lot of times, but I think it's still pretty good. I don't think we need the Day of Judgment. Do we want to bring in anything else? Dismember seems okay. Braid and Ancient Grudge are great. It's awkward that Knight has so few lands to get, or to sacrifice, but it has really good lands to get. I think we'll just run it back like this. Yeah, this seems reasonable. The old Needle Spire's Oko hand. This hand is amazing. We have great colored sources. We have lots of cheap interaction, including ways to deal with artifacts. And then Oko is just like busted, obviously. So we'll go turn 1 Needle Spires, turn 2 likely Temple Garden, upgrade their Mana Rock, and then turn 3 Prismatic Vista for an island and play Oko. I gotta say, I've actually loved the addition of Omnath to the cube. I've made multiple Omnath decks that have all been sweet. And I sort of thought it was like, oh, you force it because you just think it's fun, but it's actually felt like we didn't take Omnath early and then build around it. We just like took a good blue-white core, splashed a couple of really powerful multicolored cards because we had good fixing, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, we're in Omnath colors, and now that's just a sweet addition. So pretty happy about that. All right, I'm just gonna go Island Abrade, I think here. This is actually ridiculous. Oko into Gideon. So shut down your mana. They do have Mishra's Factory to pressure our Planeswalkers, but that's not really going to be very effective, I think. Plus, they don't have access to blue or white mana at the moment. Coalition Relic, that's a little scary. I think I'm just going to... Oh, wait. I want to turn that into an Elk to cut them off of 2 mana, but then they could kill our Oko by animating their factory. So I think we'll just let them have a lot of mana and hope that whatever they have can't deal with Oko. Food time. Coalition Relic is very, very strong for them here. The fact that they have 2 red sources and a colorless source, but then Coalition Relic just perfectly fixes their mana and accelerates them too is really nice. Land tax. Interesting. That's a weird card to be playing when you're on the play. Oh, if they're just animating Factory, that's not gonna... That'll not get the job done for the opponent, I think. Oh my gosh. Okay, sure. So we will go Vista, Grudge, and animated food and hit for 3. We could leave it back to block, but I think I would rather just hit them for 3, and we can flashback Ancient Grudge if they animate this. This deck is unbelievable. The cheap interaction partnered with like the very cheap planeswalkers that also impact the board very well is really strong, and our mana has been great. It would have been reasonable to play Gideon, make a dude and then turn their Coalition Relic into an elk as well instead of playing the Grudge, but I think this is a little bit better. I don't want to risk just like losing Planeswalkers to them having like burn or removal that we weren't expecting. Pyretic Ritual. I was not expecting that card. So they can play a 6-drop. Zealous Conscripts. Okay, that's good. They can take our Oko and then ultimately Oko. So effectively dealing with it that way. This is sort of interesting. We actually could Lightning Helix our own Oko just to make them not be able to kill it. Wait, can they even do this though? Exchange control of target artifact or creature you control. So they could give us their conscripts and take our food. I think I'm actually going to let them take our Oko. If we had no other Planeswalker, I might be tempted to like Helix it in response. But we have a Gideon, which is a good follow-up. And I don't want to just like randomly lose to like a combo. So I think I want to just kill the Zealous Conscripts here. So they give us the factory, take our food. Let's see. We could kill their factory and then we get to keep our food. Or just kill the conscripts. Oh, actually, no. What we can do... Yeah, we should just Ancient Grudge this. And then we can still hold the Lightning Helix to kill the Zealous Conscripts later. So now we need to decide if we want to kill the conscripts immediately or not, basically. I think we should kill it immediately. We could just play Gideon, but I think the only real way... They have one card. The main way we win is if they top deck a burn... Like, if they top deck something like Splinter Twin. So I think I'm just going to remove that option. And I'm not going to play land because I don't want to turn on their land tax. So here, I'm going to fetch up a basic forest, I think, and then play... Yeah, we'll grab forest and cast the impulse. Ancestral. Do not mind if I do. I'm still going to just turn off their land tax, I think. I mean, we could just play Ancestral and, like, probably win that way, but they're low on resources, so I don't want to break that for them. Are they just dead next turn? We can hit them for 10 plus 4. So, yeah, they are just dead. Do we want to go for it? I think we do. Make them have something. All right, hard to ask for a smoother match 1. That was very, very nice. They never got their blue mana there. I didn't mention that, but that's another reason why we don't want to give them the land tax thing. It's not just like random lands. It could potentially unlock some really powerful blue cards. So, really, really smooth game 1 or round 1. That was a lot of fun. Excited to see how it goes in round 2. I'll see you there. All right, here we are for round 2, and we are on the play once again. So that is great, and we'll keep this. It's a little land heavy, but we have Factor Fiction for some power card draw. Riftwind Cloudskate to catch up if they get out to a fast start. And all of our colors. We can grab our green source for the Flooded Strand. I think I'll lead on Sacred Foundry. It slightly exposes us to Wasteland, and that would take us off of red mana, but we have enough mana, and, like, yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Always nice to play against someone who watches the channel. Thank you for letting me know. A knight who says knee. Oh, that's awesome. That's a reference to Holy Grail. That's a pretty good draw. Actually, that's an amazing draw with a Factor Fiction. So we'll suspend that. Next turn, we can fetch up a green source and then play Uro, and then we'll have a nice mana advantage. Looks like our opponent is a person of class with all their blue-white stuff, but I still like our spot a lot. That's sort of cute with Uro. We can daze, but then still not be behind on mana because we accelerated. Oh, what a mana base. We could daze, and then... Oh, we do need a second green source for the Uro. I think we only have one more green-producing land in our deck. Is that right? Just the one forest? That's potentially a problem, actually, in deck construction. Oko! Deal. Alright, we will cast that. So, green, blue, anything. We could turn one of these into an elk. I think I actually am going to do that. This makes Daze much more likely to be an effective card, and we can just bounce it with Riftwind Cloudscape if the 3/3 is annoying next turn. Perfect. That is why we cut them off of mana. So we'll daze that, paying for the mana. They could daze us back, but that's not the end of the world. They hit us. They hit our Oko. Now we get to bring this in. I think I'm going to bounce their other Signet, actually. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Ooh, okay. That is sweet. So we'll make a food, play a Gideon, and then just pass with not attacking, and we can trade off. Well, yeah, we'll be happy to trade if they go for that. Academy Ruins, so they did finally hit their third land. Against Academy Ruins, we might want Relic for game 2. And we will probably want the land tax for when we're on the draw. Well, I guess a little preemptive to say that, but not that preemptive, I think. We're in an amazing position here. Huge mana advantage, dominating the board, plenty of card draw. More card draws after the Factor Fiction, probably. So there's the Signet that we knew about. And then just pass. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to start with a Factor Fiction because I do want to hit another land drop. Ancestral. Nice. If they split Ancestral versus the World, we'll take the World. But I think I'll take Ancestral and any other card. They're really valuing the Braid here, it looks like, which makes sense, but Oko can sort of just braid something every turn. Yeah, I think I'm just taking this pile here. The lands are actually really nice. So we'll take that, and then this would go. Okay, yeah, we can't repeal that. So we'll turn this into an elk, make another 2/2, and then just drop the tapped land and pass. So we've been able to really effectively attack their mana development while also, not falling behind on the board of the creatures with the Oko. They could potentially counter the Ancestral Recall here, but I honestly don't even care that much if they do that. We'll see if they make an attack here or if they just leave it back. They probably should attack. Yeah, I think that's a good attack by the opponent. So we can double block one of them and then just chump the other, probably. Emery. Okay. So that can recast the Is It Signet from the graveyard. That's the only thing they hit, though. We'll Ancestral ourselves. Untap. Omnath. That is a sweet one. So I think we are going to cast that here. I really would love to find a fetch line so we can get the mana advantage. Caracas. That's great. We can bounce their Emery with that. Animate this. Make another 2/2. And we'll attack with everything. And now we can go Snap, Recall, end of turn. This deck is just awesome. Holy moly. I love this deck. We can find a fetch line maybe and then go off with Omnath next turn. Also, if we find a green source, we can... Oh, we can even get the third ability of Omnath. If we find a green source, play it, or find Prismatic Vista, play it, crack it, get our second green, Uro, put a third land into play, boom. All the value. Vindicate. Okay, we cannot do anything about that, unfortunately, but I think we'll be alright. And turn Snapcaster Mage. Draw a bunch more cards. Okay, do we just win here? I think we do. Let's see, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, and then we can Helix them. Yeah, so we can go peel this, play this, hit with everything, and finish them off. Very, very convincing win there. This deck is ridiculously good, I think. I mean, maybe we've just been drawing hot, but all 3 games that we've played, we've just cruised. And this is not like our opponents. I guess they stumbled a bit on mana there, but like they had some nice, cheap interaction, good acceleration. Like Emery is good. Like they were doing good things, but we were just able to interact so effectively. So Esper mid-range with an artifact sub-theme, it looks like. I do think Relic looks pretty nice if they have Emery and Academy Ruins, so we'll bring in that. I think, again, we can cut the Day of Judgment, bring in the land tax, and cut... All of our cards are just so sweet. I actually think I'm not going to bring in land tax. It's fine, but, like... it is so good sometimes, actually. I think on the draw, I'm going to cut Knight of the Reliquary. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think I'm going to cut the Knight of the Reliquary for the land tax on the draw. We'll see how that goes. I can imagine regretting that, but Knight is like a little slow, comes down and doesn't impact the board, and then since they're playing both blue or white and black, they have decent ways to kill it, probably. Okay, we'll definitely keep this. We can just Mystical for Ancestral, and then turn 2 Ancestral, turn 3 Snap Ancestral. We could also potentially grab an Ancient Grudge if we really need to. Well, Ancient Grudge would be nice. We don't have green mana at the moment. I think we should probably just grab Ancestral, though. Uh-oh, don't be a Karn or something. 3 mana. Oh, Tinker. That's bad. We'll see what they get. I mean, we can get an Abrade or an Ancient Grudge, so we can deal with, like, a Bolas' Citadel. Okay, that has protection from red and green. Alright, we're going to fire off this and see. I don't think we have any ways to deal with that, really. Repeal is not realistic. Dismember doesn't quite get there. I guess, yeah, let's see. A Johnny Vengeance can't tap it down. It's not legendary, so we can't Caracas it. Elspeth Conqueror's Death would be an answer. Oko would be an answer. No, protection from green. Riftwind Cloudscape would be decent. Oh, T3feri would be our best answer. So we are just going to grab Ancestral here and try and draw in something that way. Do we want to do it now? Let's see. If we cast it now, we would drop to 9 cards. We'd have to discard 1 card to hand size. Could we draw anything that we want to cast? We could. I am just going to do this now. Not going to play around days. I don't think they have days. And I might want to get a tapped land into play, since our life total will matter here. Okay, we'll do that, and then discard, I think, just Uro. We would sort of rather the Uro be in the graveyard anyways. We do need double green for it, but I guess, yeah, it doesn't change the clock to gain the 3 life. I think that's the right play. T3feri, Impulse. Well, we will go Plains Pass and plan on Snap Ancestral, I think. Impulse does dig 1 card deeper, I guess, but it's less mana efficient. I think I am going to go for the Ancestral here. Well, double Ancestral Recall is good, but turn 2 Sphinx the Steel Wind is also good. No T3feri still. No T3feri still. I think I'm going to go... I guess we just go Island, Abrade your Signet. Just set them back on mana a bit, and then we will pass and discard an island and hope it's a fairy. Down to 2. Emery, we can Lightning Helix that, but we need to find a T3feri first. Holy moly, they have some spicy ones there. Fractured Identity is terrifying. Alright, T3feri, let's get it. Bloodbraid Elf, land tap. I mean, Bloodbraid Elf could be a T3feri. Yeah, I mean, that's our only out now. Go to 1. It is just that, right? Yeah, so there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that we could hit that would make us lose, and 1 thing that would make us probably win. So, not the best odds, but that's what we got. Lightning Helix would not gain us enough life. That's some sweet irony. Well, turn 2 Sphinx the Steel Wind is good. That's rough. Do we want to change anything here? Day of Judgment looks good again. Oh, Maze of Ith is actually interesting. It's pretty bad against most of their deck, though. I think I'd rather the Day of Judgment. Cut the land tax. Yeah, that seems good. We'll run it like that. I am definitely keeping the Ancestral Recall hand. We even have an answer to the early Sphinx. Man, this is such a fun card. I just love this card. Not always the most fun to be on the other side of, but it's just so strong. To think that they put this in the same set as Healing Salve originally is hilarious. Okay, that was Ancient Grudge was a really, really nice draw. Actually, that was just all good draws. I mean, Funeral was sort of bad, but we can Ancient Grudge a play here and then turn 3 flashback as Ancestral. Seems pretty broken. So we will go Plains, blow up your thing. I would like to find access to green mana soon if possible, but we'll see. I guess we actually can't play Snap next turn, or Snap Recall, because we don't have double blue yet. If this deck had a Tropical Island, that would make it a lot better. We can daze something, but I would really prefer not to if possible, because I really don't want to set our back on blue mana even more. Okay, the Shambling Vent pass is definitely fine. That's a good draw. So we'll go Fumarole, and then we're planning on just hard casting Daze this turn most likely, and then we can untap an Ajani Vengeance to tap down one of their lands. No play, interesting. Alright, well, I'll just still play the Ajani here. Bummer that we don't have green for that, but we'll find it eventually. No blue mana for you. I hit F6 there because I thought they wouldn't have an end of turn play, but I guess you shouldn't really do that when you have Daze in hand. Alright, they do have access to blue mana now. Well, we'll just keep tapping this thing down and pass the turn again, and a turn Ancestral. Not shocking there does mean we can't go Helix plus, or Helix or Hardcast Daze plus Snap Ancestral. Oh wait, Daze we can do either way, but we can't go Helix plus Snap Ancestral, so hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. But given that their deck isn't really pressuring a life total, we probably should have just shocked there. Alright, looks like it probably won't matter. Snapcaster Mage. Man, Snap Ancestral is so good. Alright, there's our green source. So we will tap this down. Hit for 2. And now we can go T3feri plus Oko. That's so busted. Mystical Tutor, sure. I guess they could get a Tinker, but Tinker for Sphinx of the Steel Wind doesn't do much. Fractured Identity, okay, that is scary. But we, if they don't have a land, we can potentially get them with the Daze. And even if we can't, we're gonna have enough Planeswalkers that they're gonna have a hard time dealing with all of them well. So we will. Do we want to plus? Yeah, I'm just gonna plus the Teferi here. If they steal our Teferi, that's fine. I would much rather them steal Teferi than honestly either of our other Planeswalkers. So I feel comfortable just doing this. Now we have 3 Planeswalkers that they have to deal with. We also have Elspeth Conqueror's Death to deal with any of their things, and I mean, yeah, we're in a really good position. Please don't have an untapped land here. No, they had it. Interesting, Savannah. I would love a Savannah too. But now we're not going to be able to Daze their Fractured Identity. So they do go for the Oko. We will probably just Riftwind Cloudscape to bounce that, I think. And make a food, don't care about that. Oh my gosh. Okay, deal. Oko? Or, Omnath, rather. Draw a card. Impulse, gain life. Crack this, add mana. So we're going to get 4 mana. Yeah, I think we're just going to... 4... Oh no, we can hold up... Yeah, we can. Yeah, we want to get an untapped land here. So we make some mana. Cast Rift from Cloudscape, bounce the Oko, and since it's a token, they won't get it back. We will keep their Colonnade tap down because it can pressure our Ajani, and if we untap with if we can ultimate Ajani, we just win. And I think I'm just gonna bounce their food. I mean, we could pick up one of our own creatures, but I think having a nice board presence here is actually really nice. So now we're holding up Daze, Helix, and Impulse. Not Ancient Grudge, unfortunately, but that's okay. Vindicate. Well, that's too bad. I mean, yeah, they got us there, but I don't think we needed that to win. We still have 8 power on board, plus a man land, so we actually could just hit for 12. Yeah, actually, I think we should be able to do that because we have the Teferi, so we don't need to worry about any shenanigans. This deck is very, very good. I'll just fire this off to make it a little easier. Alright, land, animate this, tapping one of each basic, that's some beautiful symmetry. Boom, don't even need to pump the Wandering Fumarole. Alright, this deck is really good. So, on to the finals. We lost one game, and that was when our opponent went turn 2 Sphinx of the Steel Wind when they were on the play. And other than that, we won everything. And even in that one, we had multiple outs. So, feeling pretty good about that. Oh, we're also just on fire with the die rolls. 3 for 3 now. Oh, great hand. We don't have double green, but we can get one green with a Flooded Strand. And, yeah, I mean, on the draw, this should be a little dicier because we don't have any interaction, but I think turn 2 Impulse to dig for interaction into Uro is fine. Okay, drawing land there isn't exactly what we wanted. It's a little awkward that we're going to be putting 3 bad cards, likely lands, to the bottom of the Impulse and then immediately shuffle them back in with his Flooded Strand, but not the end of the world. Ooh. I do want double green, but I actually think Day of Judgment is a really nice pickup here. We don't know exactly what they're playing, but if they're playing green, they've got to have a decent number of creatures. Okay, well, we no longer... this can't get a second green, though. That's a little annoying. So we'll go... Play that. Play this. Ooh, deal. I'm just going to do that now when they have no blue mana. Actually, I guess we can do it in their upkeep to play around Force of Negation in case they're playing blue and they just don't have it yet. Boom. This deck is awesome. So we can next turn go Helix plus Knight of the Reliquary. Do we have the colored mana for that? No, we don't actually. That's a little unfortunate, but it should be fine. Finale for 1, right? We'll likely be helixing whatever they get. Draga Tree Speaker, maybe. It is definitely a bummer that this doesn't have a second green source to get after the one Temple Garden. Okay, I think we are just going to kill that immediately. So, well, yeah, no, we could wait for them to extend more and then play Day of Judgment, but I would just rather stunt their development here, I think. So we'll hit that, drop a Sacred Foundry tapped, and pass the turn. Yes, the old Uro Lightning Helix deck. A true classic. So they are playing blue. That's good to know about. We are just going to go white, green, whatever, Knight. Do we want to play a fetch land? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to drop a tapped land here and pass. I'm not worried about like a Burst Lightning or something from their deck. Leovold. That's a little scary. And it's very good against Uro. I think we want to hold off on playing the Uro. We could just do it here, but I think I would rather wait a little bit and because it's just not that effective against Leovold. I think we're basically gonna wait a while, hope they extend their board, and then go for a Day of Judgment and then post Day of Judgment Uro. They have an Uro of their own, okay. We could also just grab a Caracas, potentially, and bounce the Leovold, and then untap and get our own Uro into play. They will draw a card if we bounce their Leovold, but that's probably okay. So we'll sacrifice this Sacred Foundry, grab Caracas, bounce their Leovold. It is, again, annoying that they get to draw a card here, but I think it's going to be okay. Untap, go Flooded Strand, crack it. For Plains, which we'll then sacrifice to the Knight. Grab Prismatic Vista. Use the Vista to grab a Forest. Then we have green, green, blue, blue, and we can cast Uro. And we're just going to leave... we have Ancestral for Snapcaster Mage. Or just, like, max the size of the Knight of the Reliquary. I think I'm going to max the size of the Knight of the Reliquary, actually. That could matter, for sure. If we immediately drew Snapcaster Mage, I would regret that, but we did not. So, let's see. I think we want to just go animate. We could have played Wonder Funeral, but I would rather just animate this and get the hit in, and then hold up Caracas to protect our Uro. We could have also played the Wonder Funeral, but I don't think that's really necessary. They can play Leovold again, but then we can just bounce it again. Yavimaya Elder, okay. I don't know if they're trying to play Leovold mistapped or if they're going to play something else. Alright, they're not casting anything. That's a little weird. We'll know exactly what to make of that. Oh, no. So, I think we're just going to go to combat and attack with both. Fact or Fiction, okay. Jump block, and then they can sacrifice it to draw a card. They have a full hand and a lot of cards. And a lot of mana, so that's a little scary. But we're just going to pass holding up a bunch of mana and play Fact or Fiction. I mean, I guess there's an argument to Fact or Fiction main phase, but we can also just go Fact or Fiction, snap Fact or Fiction. Although, that's probably too much, actually. Because then we would only have 5 cards in the library. So I actually regret that. We should have played main phase Fact or Fiction and then tried to hit a Planeswalker. See, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 lands gone, so we only have 2 left in our deck. That's nice. That's... Well, we can... Start with the Fact or Fiction. Oko is the best card here by a very large margin. If they split Oko versus everything, I think we take everything, but I'll take Oko and any card over the rest. Okay, yeah, we'll take this pile. And then Caracas to bounce this. Although, do we even want to bounce it? Maybe we would rather be in the graveyard. Yeah, I actually think we would rather it be in the graveyard, weirdly enough. So I'll just let this happen. Draga Tree Speaker, okay. And Elves of Deep Shadow. I think we're going to just go end of turn, snap, dismember. One of them. Probably the Elves of Deep Shadow since that adds mana now. Ooh, that's a good draw. So I think I am going to cast that. It means we can't play Oko or Uro, but I think that's fine. So we'll cast this, see what we hit. Maybe T3feri. A Braid, sure. Kill that. Oh, are they just dead now? Animate this. Boom. Exactly 15. That was sweet. Holy cow. I mean, I feel like it's annoying because I've said it so many times, but still true that I love this deck. So they have, their deck is pretty sweet, like mostly mono green, splashing for Casualties of War, Uro, Leovold. They've got some powerful things, but I think we should be in pretty good shape. So we're on the draw. They're playing heavy creatures. I guess we don't have that much. I mean, we could bring an Inferno Titan, maybe. What would we cut if we brought in the Titan? We definitely do want the Day of Judgment here. Definitely want Dismember. I do want these things. I think I guess we could actually. They haven't played any artifacts. So maybe we cut the Ancient Grudge. We could bring it back in, but I think that seems fine for now. And then, do we want to bring in this land tax? I like land tax much more in decks that have like mostly basics. Maybe that doesn't matter though. Maybe just one activation of this is enough. I do think Repeal is worth it. It's good against the Mana Elves. Shark Typhoon seems nice. The Flyer is good. Night of the Reliquary was great there, and I think it will, like, Caracas is good in this matchup, and they don't have that much removal, probably. I think I'm just going to run it back, actually. Yeah, we're just going to run it back without the land tax. Well, this is a slam dunk keep in some matchups, but it's pretty slow here. I think I'm still going to keep it, though. Elspeth, like, if they have their nut draw, we could get crushed, but Elspeth Conqueror's Death can help catch up in a lot of situations. Okay, I'm just going to play basic island for now. We'll save the fetch land for Omnath, ideally. Alright, lots of mana acceleration over there, which is pretty much what we expected. Let's draw Days. Caracas. Well, I'm going to hold that for the information. We'll just play Plains and pass. They've got all their colors, and they have 5 mana, so we'll see what they got. Elder Gargaroth. Okay. That's a little scary, but we can... T3feri is good against it. They'll be able to kill our T3feri, which is a little annoying. Ooh. Okay. So we will go with this. Unfortunately, Elder Gargaroth is not legendary. Okay, so now we can Mystical Tutor for something if we want to. Acidic Slime. Interesting. Okay. They go for the Plains. Okay, in that case, I'm just going to pick up the good old Ancestral. Yeah. I'm not going to play it here because I don't want to discard the hand size. They can kill our Acidic Slime, which is a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. They're likely going to get one hit in with the Elder Gargaroth, which is bad, but not insurmountable. I'm going to Ancestral before this happens because I don't want them to be able to counter it if they have one. I really don't think this is the kind of deck that would be playing a counterspell, but no reason not to do it now. Okay, drawing a Braid is pretty good, although actually it's not great. Natural Order. Oh, from the way they were tapping, that sort of looked like a Natural Order, which would be scary. But might just be Elder Gargaroth. Oh no, it is Natural Order. Okay, well, we'll see what they get. Terrastodon blow up all our lands. Oh. Okay, so we need to find a Day of Judgment. Riftwing Cloudscape does not do it. Okay, I think we're just going to go Caracas Pass. Yeah, we're going to do that. Discard. Riftwing Cloudscape or Sacred Foundry? Probably Sacred Foundry. Yeah, I'll do that. So we take 12. Now we have a decent number of looks. Progenitus is scary. I don't like that they have that. There's a Gargaroth, so we're in great shape if we find it. We have 6 looks. That will not do it. Do any of these cards do anything? No. I think repeal is actually, oh no, we can't repeal anything. Is it just like, is there anything that changes just like hoping top deck it this one turn? I don't think so. I mean, we could play Riftwing Cloudscape, bounce Gargaroth, trade there. If we had enough, this is so unfortunate. Actually, we're not that. We're sort of close to being able to go Omnath, gain 4 life to 11, make mana, play Riftwing, bounce this, trade off there, and survive at 1, but we can't do that. But either way, we'll just take this pile and just hope to top deck it this turn. So we have 1 in 19 chance. Odds are not in our favor. Snap Mystical wouldn't do it. There's no Terminus or anything. Johnny Vengeance. That does not do it, right? Yeah. Alright, well, that's a bummer. On to game 3. Progenitus is scary. That is for sure. The only answer we have is just that one Day of Judgment. Maze of Ith does not do it. Gaddock Teague does stop Natural Order, but I think it's just too good against us. Yeah, I think we're just going to run it back. Hope to find that Day of Judgment this time. Or, yeah, I guess it really is just find Day of Judgment. I guess we could maybe daze the Natural Order, but Natural Order is just so good with Progenitus in matchups like this. Alright, hoping to secure that trophy now. And we'll keep this hand. Mystical Tutor for Ancestral is good. We can go turn 1, Mystical for Ancestral. Turn 2, cast Ancestral plus Dismember their 1-drop. And then turn 3, Oko if we find this mana for it. So that's a pretty great start. Opponent has kept 7. Hopefully that doesn't mean they have Natural Order. Mystical Tutor. Ancestral Recall. So we will Ancestral. And Dismember. And then next turn we can grab either green or red with this, but we'll almost have to get green because just dropping a quick Oko is really nice. Although, I mean, messing up their mana is also good, and we have 3 red cards. Oh, that was perfect. I think I'm going to go Oko this turn, and then a Johnny the turn after. I guess, oh yeah. So we are still live. I'm gonna make a food here. If they could set up a situation where they natural order and kill us, then I might have to like turn that into an elk or something. But we can daze natural order if they have it here. So I think this seems all right. We have used all of our mana every turn very efficiently. We've also paid a lot of life. We paid 7 life and we're paying 2 more next turn, but I think that's okay. Oh, it looks like they might have the natural order. Oh, no, just Uro. Okay. That's not very scary. It does make days a little bit less effective, but I think it'll still be okay. So they can hit our Oko for 1. Don't care about that. And we'll just drop a Johnny and kill off their elf. Be gone, Elves of Deep Shadow. Three mana, not a dazable spell, it looks like. Oh, it is a dazable spell. Walking Ballista for 2. That can kill a Johnny Vengeant. I think that is worth dazing. Because the Johnny Vengeant is actually really nice here. Cutting them off of 1 mana every turn is very strong. And we were already going to miss our land drop. Maybe. Okay, yep, we were. So we'll make another food. Keep their island tapped down. And hit for 3. And we can make a 2/2 shark end of turn. There's actually a nice clock. We can make a shark and then turn on the food. Oh. Okay, that's a little annoying. I'm not going to crack the food here. I don't care about the life. I'd rather make a shark. Caracas. Okay. I think I'm actually just going to kill off this Rex Age here. No, that's probably not necessary. We can just kill that with an Abrader Helix. Yeah, we should just do that. So we'll go red, white, Helix, your... No, probably Abrade, actually. Abrade your Rex Age so that they can't natural order. Plus on their island, make another food, cast neither Reliquary, and hit for 5. And then next turn is that lethal. We have... That's 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we have plenty lethal, even without the Lightning Helix in hand. Harmonize. Good card, but not enough here. Noble Hierarch, okay. Harmonize is the kind of card that when it's good, it's like the best card in the format. Like, the green deck has tons of mana, is way out ahead. And then when you're, like, sometimes it's just so weak. Alright, sweet. So, managed to get the trophy. I think that's 3 in a row for me. I need to go back and check. But we're on a nice run here. I'm really excited about this. And this deck, it was just awesome. This was one of my favorite decks I've made, to be honest. Like, it's had so many awesome, powerful, multicolored cards. So much cheap interaction. Great mana base, including lots of utility lands with Caracas, fetches to pair with neither Reliquary and Omnath, manlands. Yeah, I mean, this deck really just had it all. We did have 2 matches that were 2-1, both because our opponent did, like, ridiculously broken things. Like, Natural Order for an early Progenitus and Tinker for an early Sphinx are very similar plays, and both definitely strong. But against every single opponent that was playing slightly fair, we just crushed them. And we even had very real chances against those unfair starts. So this deck was great, a lot of fun, really powerful. We got the trophy, so 10 out of 10. Perfect draft. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.